is Ngawang. I'm born in Lhasa, should be said Tibet, China, Tibet, this is thing. I myself, it's how to say Tibetan, and not a very good Buddhist follower, but at least I'm learning. And here is a bookstore shop, and I choose here as a work, and happy to do some experience showing to the outsider, give some information about Tibetan culture, custom, especially a little knowledge about the Buddhism. This is for sharing and give some information to those people who needed some information from here. That's what we do here. This is thing. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, I'd like to thank you a lot. Meu pessoal, nós temos a oportunidade aqui em Lhasa, no Tibete, de entrevistar uma pessoa que se dispôs carinhosamente a se apresentar e a dividir conosco um pouco da vida que eles têm e dessa cultura do budismo tibetano, que é maravilhoso. Ele está encantado com tudo aqui. Então eu vou fazer algumas perguntas que eu selecionei, porque senão eu teria muitas perguntas para fazer. Eu selecionei 10, para que a gente possa conhecer um pouco mais desse momento tão especial que nós estamos vivendo aqui em Lhasa, no Tibete. What is the essence of Tibetan Buddhism?
Tibetan Buddhism is actually introduced at the time in the 7th century. Merely in the history, we will say that it's introduced from the time in the 7th century, from the, how to say, marriage with the kings of Tibet. We should say that is the 33rd king of Tibet. Through the, how to say, from Nepal and China, and there's a true prince who are introduced here. Well, is actually brought a statue of the statues of the Buddha Shakyamuni, the founder of the Buddhism. What we call him a Buddha, never call his God. That's the thing. And the statue from the how to say, in the 8th century, the 37th king of Tibet. What we call him is segundas, the greatest, how to say, king, and who introduced, invited a greatest, a master, than from the, how to say, from India at the time. We call it, so one is a Guru Brahma, the another one is a Sindirikshista. What we call him in Tibetan is Lopen Bema Chumne and Kenji Shuwaso. One is actually the person, he is the abbot of the Nalanda tradition, is actually greatest institution in India. He is invited here to teaching, introducing the Buddhism is actually based from the sutra. So a textbook, which is most often is basically it's a comments of the Buddha Shakyamuni. And some of them it's how to say, some of the disciplines, some of the philosophy, ideology, and conceptions of the Buddhism. Based from that, and it's a built of the Buddhist learning center in the, how to say, southern part of Tibet. What we call the monastery, the first Buddhism monastery, what we call this the first institution, which means we have, how to say, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, the three precious, how to say, one, which means that as a, how to say, Buddhist follower, we should, how to say, a follower, you should have the, how to say, qualifications to become Buddhist. You have to know that what is a Buddha, and another one is Dharma, and what is how to say, Sangha. Buddha is actually the founder of the Buddhism, who introduced and give a path for realization, for seeking for happiness. Realized by himself, and what we call him the awakened one or enlightenment one. And the second thing is his comments, what we call is Dharma. Is basically it's based from the sutra textbook. Then last one is how to say, it's like a Sangha. Sangha is actually a follower. It should be three types of a follower. One is how to say, a monk who lives in the ordained as a monk who takes vows in front of the abbot and great lamas and becomes how to say, basically keeping from the monastic discipline as well as some of the religious discipline throughout the entire time, entire life. There could be a different, how to say, level for the, how to say, novice monk and later on they become like 25, 26. They may take some another vows from the abbot and the great teachers, what we call is a celibacy or gelong, who normally have at least for a personal monk, they do have 250 maximum discipline during your daily lifetime. And above for the nuns, for the females, they do have more than that. This is thing. And of course, there's some of them we call it's a tantric, a tantra, a follower. There should be different ways of a tantra. Basically, there's 4 major to practice like yoga person or yoginis who will sacrifice their life and stay in alone, isolate places. We choose some of the holy places and the mountainside and do meditation for many years. This is the last one is like us, like a Dhamma follower, which means that even we are Buddhist, even we are just as Tibetans, we're just from our traditions to believe it, what is it, and then just pay from the attention and by faith what we have. This is the last one, what we call is a lay person or Dhamma follower. This is thing. Yeah, this is kind of things that's gradually establish these ideas in Tibet community till now on, should be 1,400 years back. And of course till now on we have a 4 major Buddhism sect. It seems that it's a 4 major school sect, but it doesn't mean that it's a different separate one like that. It means to follow the same way to the Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching, as well as a different ideology, different conception, especially basically not from the sutra, based from the tantra. What I mean is for the tantra, it's the main way of learning the practice of meditation. So it means for major sector that we have a different ideology, different skills, techniques, which is experienced by himself, by the great teachers, by Guru, and he let them, his follower, to teach it. Maybe it's orally, maybe it's secretly. This is the main mantra. However, most of we have thousands of monasteries and temples here in Tibet. Even not only monastery and nunnery as well for the females as well. They do have the monastic discipline as well as this is the fundamental. As a Buddhism, we say normally it's a shi, lam, de, sum. This is from 3 parts. One is the ground. Shi means the ground. The another one is a lam part. And then the last one is a fruit. So this is the basically 3 main types to become, you get a fruit. So shi means ground, basically for your, your knowledge, your discipline, basically this. Then part, from learning, you get more knowledge, then you can go to the part. Means you have to practice on it. From the part, you can get something, a fruit, after all, the system. And SBS, Lam Labusum, is actually what is a 3 gorgeous advice for the Buddhisms. Lam Labusum is actually like for what? Shooting the lapa, thinking the lapa, shirok lapa. Means shooting the lapa means discipline, morality. Not only kind of how to say, we do have a, commonly we have it our family, we do have our discipline. But when you learning something, when you, how to say, engaged some of the monastic, then you do have the, how to say, monastic discipline. Above that, they do have the, how to say, religious discipline. This is the thing. So, sweeting loba, then second one is a dingin loba. From that time, you may, for a longer time, you have to attend as a, above the, how to say, on the ground of the discipline, you are learning for many years, at least 25 years, 30 years like that in the Buddhism Sutra textbook, most of them. Not only teaching, you have to discuss with the truth among your students, your teachers, you get more knowledge. This is what we call it's a debates. So every monastery do that. Basically not from the comments, but you have to discussions you have need more ideas, the system. Then using that way in the practical way. So practical ways means that you can meditate and thinking what is the right one to do it. And the last one, you need wisdom. That's the thing.
Wisdom.
Yes, wisdom. So this is the main things for all the Buddhists, whether you are Nyingma, Kagyu, Satya, Kiluk, other sub-schools, how to say, sect, basically are same. They follow the one thing, Buddha Shakyamuni idea. And of course, they do have many followers who are going there in India to learn from different masters and need some more experience from their knowledge. What we call is a very initiated teacher who are teaching you. It could be orally, or it could be a text, or could be how to say, what we say in the directly teaching. So it's up to your own Buddha's dharma's lean, what we call the dharma's lean. It doesn't mean that even though it's open, but you need some of the proper way. What is the dharma lean? Do you have any links with the dharma or not? Is it totally that depends on you. What we call it's a karmic, not just not basically as effects, cause and effects, but we do have a lot of dharma lean. That's the thing.
Oh, good. Oh, I am thinking, can all the people to decide to be a follower?
No. As here in Tibet, we do have our native religion, what we call the Bon or Bonism. They do have many ideas. They do have their conception. Yes, like that. That's a permeated belief practice. They do exist here in the Tibetan community, especially in some of the Europe. And somehow, as a new religion, Buddhism, we will never blame them as a new religion, that's old, that's ancient, that's our culture. No. But it's open. It's free. You can choose yourself. Whether it's maybe born is right for you, maybe born is not for you. Buddhism may be not good for you, maybe Buddhism not good for you. No, that. It's only your personality to find out the reality, the truth. That's all. This is the main things. Basically, all the religion in this world, same thing. For one thing, for love, for kindness, to make a freedom, for get more, further, permanent happiness. That's the same. Every religion, what we're talking about, kindness, care, compassion, same thing. But on the learning, you have to find out yourself. You have to absorb. You have to explore your own way during your lifetime. You have to experience good things. You experience bad things. Then you have to find yourself absorbing what is it. This is important. Otherwise, we just say, "Oh, there's a God. There's a path like that." Yeah, same. But as a Buddhism, it's not. It's find out, absorb it. You have to find it, whether it's right or wrong, and you find the skill and the techniques. Find the reality. This is the for minting, for getting happiness, for peace. This is the and not just for the individual benefit, not for individual personally advantage, but you can, as a Buddhist, we can say it's sacrifice yourself for the others, service for others, for the salvation of all the beings. This is the main essential conception as a Buddhist follower.
We need to learn more about this. Please, what does impermanence mean?
Permanence is actually that it's a deeper meaning. Is actually we say permanent is midakwa. Is in Tibetan we say it's midakwa, but when we say it's easy, midakwa is impermanent. Everything is impermanent. However, not basically from the how's the phenomena what we've seen, everything, all the world. although what we consider as it will be changed. It's actually permanence is changing. The meaning of it's changing. And now it's not like a solid. We said that's a real thing that it will be changed, but naturally. Even our body, even our mind, in minutes, in seconds, change very quick. This is what we call it's a how to say permanent. Permanent. Yes, changing like this thing. But in the Buddhism, we do have many tenets. Tenets means that's a different school sect. They do have their own conception of the permanent ideology. That from their sutra. We hear what we call Buddhism here, what we call the Mahayana Buddhism, great vehicle, or like that, Medhyamika in the Sanskrit. That's way to meaning that it's a middle way. And of course, different tenets means there's a four main tenets school, which is follow the same way, but they do have a different ideology to practice. Practice of what? To find the permanent. What is it? That's the thing. Not only the how to say object itself, not phenomena, as well as insight, inner. So you have to find out. That's the thing. Some would say that's basically in Tibetan how to say tenets we could say che dame, kansa dame. That's a two different shit. It says dakme is like permanent, but it shows outside, external, and inner. It's the same thing. So permanent, it's changing not only for the outside but also inside. That's the thing. So everything we consider there is a, how to say, a real thing, not existed in this world.
Real thing don't exist in this world.
Yes.
Oh.
Phenomena and inner. Yes, it means that it's changing.
Changing. Outside and inside.
Yes.
For everybody.
Inner. Yes. Yes.
In your conception, who created the universe?
There's no creator.
I make this question yesterday for him, and now it's important to share with you.
Yes. Creation, we don't have how to say. How to say? As I mentioned, that we don't have a God. We don't have, or we believe in there's a how to say, a Buddha, a leader, a person who himself will find the how to say enlightenment, a path to seeking for happiness through from his own hardship. That's the thing. And so that's why there's no creator of the world, universe, or human beings, animals, everything, trees like that. We don't have like that. What we believe in the Buddhism's point of view, universe itself, it's created by natural elements. Natural elements, which is what we're talking about, the Sa, Shu, Me, Long, Nanka, the four main elements of the natural. Sa, earth, Shu, water, and fire, and how to say, air, and the last one is space. So this is created by a billion of years at the times. So it seems that it's a how to say not acceptable. However, that's the how to say our Buddhism's ideology from the time 2,500 years back. This is the ideology. This is the thing. And of course, we do have a how to say from the time for billion years, and it becomes how to say by what we call is how to say kinshuk. It's like energy who are combined together and becomes a universe like Earth. Then again, how the animals and the human beings are created? No. Then we're talking about the how to say ideology of the how to say the karmic, basically your soul. And then have the how to say with the form of our body and the evolution of the world. This is the thing.
Oh, it's very different, but a deep words that we need to think about. And you can share with us about meditation. What is meditation for you?
Meditation is they do have many types of meditation in the Buddhism society and the Buddhism followers. And every Buddhism major different sect, they do have a different way of meditate. Of course, in India, same thing, what they call the yoga. As we saw of in China, they do have a meditation. In Japan, Sri Lanka, and they do have many types of meditation. Some in China, they call it the Tan. In Japan, they call it the Zen. There's many ways. And the Buddhism here in Tibet, as I mentioned, they do have a different major school sect. They do have their own ideology of meditation. As I know, with that, meditation is for one thing is basically from the beginning, for the beginner, they do have focus on your breathe. Whether it's the exhale, inhale, like that time, and very relaxable. For what? The mingles make us peaceful, your mind, make calm down your mind. This is, but it's a very short term. It's also a permanent. It's not a permanent at all. After you finish your meditation, again, your sadness, your depressions comes. Okay, then you have to find another solution. The second step, you have to deeper learning knowledge, make us more, developed, established way of technique to do meditation. Then this is skill, instruction, you cannot do that, your personality. No, not possible. But based from the sutra textbook to learning. And of course, you need a well-meditated teacher to teaching you. It could be a very short time, it could be a month, it could be an hour, it could be a long, long years. They do have many great teachers who meditate. But the meditation is the main way to find the truth. To find the truth of permanent. To find of the happiness. But this is the main goal. This is the main top point. But without the fundamental, what I mean is you'll have to be more knowledgeable, know instructions, teachers from the Buddha and the Dharma and the Sangha, which means that you have the teacher like a Lama, like a Buddha Shakyamuni, and his correct teaching, and then you need a Sangha, means your friends, your teacher. This is the three main things. They can give you right instruction how to do that. This is
Wonderful.
Yes.
You can share with us one mantra that you know and you think this mantra is wonderful for our soul.
Yes. In Tibet, we do have thousands of mantra. Basically, as a Buddhist follower, in Tibet especially, we said that it's a Bodhisattva or Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, its ideas, or what we call as a Bodhisattvahood. It's a path for become a Bodhisattva. It doesn't mean that it's enlightenment one. No. It's ideas to cultivate it, to establish your energy of compassion, your great compassion, your kindness, your care. Not only just for basically for your individual, for your own self, but for the other beings. So this is the main essential of the Buddhism's ideology. And we wanted that I already did. We take a tree, what we say, lam labasum. You need a discipline, you need a good knowledge to learning, then you get a wisdom. All these are for sacrifices, all this for hardship, for many, many years, for what? For one thing. You are not here. What we call it? Selfishness. Without that, this is the main point. Without selfish, you can create it compassion. You can create it compassion, not for yourself, but for the other beings. As we know that you do have a problems, you do have a problems, you do have a problems. Everyone in this world, even on living beings, they do have a problems. They do have a, suffering. They do have many. Some are incredible. So that's why. Without yourself, you can do something for all the living beings. This is the main essential. This is the main part for the Buddhist idea. So that's why in the Buddhism here, we as a follower, we're not a practitioner. Is actually, we're just a follower. We believe by faith. Yeah. So that's why we wanted to. We say normally we have a mantra of Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. 6 syllable words. 6 syllable words. What we call it, it's a mantra of our Lokiteshvara, but it's of compassion. So it means compassion. So it's more than the kind and the love. Okay, it's much more bigger. It's much extended, very opened. So it's how to say, as the value of the compassion. It's great, as not just for you around in your circle environment. It can be much more. Mind will be created such a big things for all they have said. Whether even not on even include your enemy.
Including
your enemy. Yes. So this is the real compassion practitioner. But it's hard to do it. And of course that's why we are learning from by steps. It may be in one's lifetime, like a woman like us. We cannot create that one. However, we're trying, we practice it, we do meditate. All this cultivate compassion. This is most important for all the the Buddhist follower. So that's why what we have the mantra of the Om Mani Padme Hum, the 6 syllable words of the thing. That's the thing. So each of the words, the 6 syllable words, is a symbolism of will of existence. We do have a Tibetan Buddhism. We do have every entrance gate. They do have a will of life, will of existence. It's divided into the 2 main parts: heaven, hunger goals, human beings, and hell. That's our ideology. So we basically in our Buddhism ideology, we just saw our humanity and animals. Not only that, and they do have shapeless, formless living being. We never saw by our eyes. We consider like God is, and the ghost, with the soul wandering. So we do have we do have a form, we do have a formless, like that. This is the 3 types. So that's what we practice a lot. This is basically for learning, cultivate your kindness and cultivate compassion to the other beings. And of course, basically, it says that it's a compassion. Yes, it's great. Yes, it is. However, sometimes we lost our mind. We think for the others, but we neglect our around. For example, your friends, your mother, your wife, your husband. Sometimes, when we have a fight together, oh no. So, starting from the beginning, right from in front, you have to practice it. But it seems very difficult for all the people. Yes, that's the thing. Yeah.
Great again. Could I ask you for a last message for my wonderful audience in Brazil?
Yes. So I would like to say very happy to meet you, both of you, and very happy, really, very, how to say, honor to be, how to say, sharing our little knowledge, my little knowledge, not here is actually. So for sharing that to you. And one thing, my aim, not just for sharing, my aim, my goal is for you can have a good life. You love yourself, please, and be care about everyone around you. No any races. You and me, no. Everyone is the same. Basically, are same. So that's why I wish all of you have how to say, good, healthy, and good, healthy mind, hygiene mind, very fresh mind, which is more helpful, not only basically for yourself. You can try it. It may gives you special energy during your lifetime. And the last one, live more kind, love, more meaningful life. This is important as a humanity person. We can do for not only around here. You can thinking, you can open your mind, not only basically open your eyes. You can open your mind to a whole. This vision can be made more far away, more deeper. Then you can realize that how happy you are. You can do something for the others. This is the happiest things. No need to say this religion, this religion, this religion, this religion, this religion. Thank you.
Thank you once again for your generosity to sharing with us your experience.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
E para vocês no Brasil, até sempre, meus amigos. It was a wonderful time here in Tibetan land. Thank you.